Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at 5 players Arsenal could sign to replace Aaron Ramsey with Coral. Get into the comments below, who do you want Arsenal to sign to replace the Welsh midfielder? Make sure, of course, to subscribe to Statman Dave if you are new, turn notification bells on and like that goddamn video. Anyway, let's get this party started. After unsuccessful contract talks with Arsenal, Aaron Ramsey elected to sign a pre-contract agreement with Juventus for a reported £400,000 per week, where it's rumoured he'll play as a Mazzala. In his time at Arsenal, he's been primarily deployed as a deep box-to-box midfielder or higher up as an attacking midfielder. As the season has progressed, Unai Emery has settled with either a 4-2-3-1 or a 3-4-1-2, and Ramsey's either played as a defensive number 10 or as an offensive defensive midfielder against the weaker sides. Now though, he's off to Turin, and Emery is going to need some midfield reinforcements. First up is Donny van de Beek. The Ajax attacking midfielder is the closest like-for-like replacement for Ramsey on this list. He's a proper jack-of-all-trades type player, and the late great Johan Cruyff would have been a massive fan. He plays as a number 10 in Ajax's 4-2-1-3, and he knits the team together, linking the defence to the attack with ball progression, but also knowing when to fill in for teammates. For example, if Tadic drops off the line, Van de Beek will move into a striking position. This is where he scored a lot of his goals in the Champions League this season. He also has a tendency to arrive late in the box, often applying the finish to a passing move. His stats support the likeliness to Ramsey. On average per game, he beats Ramsey in chances created, dribbles, shots, interceptions and tackles won. But he does play every week in the Eredivisie, so you'd expect those numbers to slightly drop off. If he does move to the Emirates though, he's just turned 22, so has plenty of time to improve those numbers in the Premier League. On to number 2. Following Mesut Özil's lack of game time this season, Granit Xhaka has stepped up to take set pieces, and whilst he's got a really good left foot, he's not good enough to warrant a starting spot in Emery's all-action midfield week in, week out. So Arsenal need a set piece taker, and Hoffenheim's Kamer Demirbay would be an astute signing. The German playmaker has played both as a number 10 and as a number 8, and his versatility would offset the loss of Ramsey. Not only has Demirbay created 3.1 chances per game in the Bundesliga this season, but 1.4 of those have come from set pieces. He's registered the most assists for Hoffenheim this season, and he's been directly involved in a goal every 161 minutes. Not bad for a central midfielder. On top of that, he also plays in the contemporary Hoffenheim side, managed by Julian Nagelsmann, where he makes an incredible 3.5 tackles per game in the Bundesliga, so would have no problem adopting Emery's counter-pressing tactics. The only concern is whether he's got over his injury problems. He's just 25 so far. He's missed 397 days through injury since the 2012-13 season. He's also had 3 ankle ligament injuries since then, and he's yet to play more than 30 games in a single league season. However, he has remained injury-free since September, and if he can maintain this clean bill of health moving forward, he'll be an excellent addition to Arsenal's midfield. From Germany, we move to France to take a look at Lyon. This season under Bruno Genesio, Lyon have lined up in a 4-2-3-1, and this double pivot pair is one of the best around. Tanguy Ndombele should be Arsenal's first choice. The French international is an athletic box-to-box midfielder that would adapt to life in the Premier League easily. Off the ball, he's combative, winning 83% of his 23 tackles in the Champions League this season, whilst he's very hard to stop on it. In the Champions League this season, Ndombele averages 4.3 dribbles per game, completing 67% of them, a rate beating Lionel Messi by 11% in the same competitions. He's drawn comparisons with Paul Pogba, with Lyon manager Genesio stating, "I do not like the comparisons, but indeed, Ndombele can be the new Pogba. He's strong physically and above all technically." However, this hasn't gone unnoticed around Europe. Lyon reportedly will only do business if bids in the region of £90 million are received, which begs the question, is Ndombele too expensive for Arsenal? Emery has never been a manager that is willing to blow his entire budget on a single player, so I think it might be unlikely that Arsenal will sign the Frenchman. But his midfield partner at Lyon could be a cheaper alternative. A different player to Ndombele, Houssem Aouar prefers progressing the ball with passing combinations rather than dribbling. More of a playmaker, Aouar would add guile to Arsenal's midfield, but also the work rate. In the Champions League this season, the French under-21 star has averaged 3.3 dribbles per game, 4 tackles, 1 interception and 1.4 key passes, but has also registered 3 assists in 6 games, highlighting his creativity but also his willingness to work for the team. For Lyon, Aouar plays as a deep-lying playmaker, looking to receive the ball off the centre-backs before playing passes around the press and then getting into that final third. Not only is Aouar's short passing game on point, he has the vision and technical ability to find Lyon's pacey forwards in behind the opponent's defence with a through ball. After Manchester City's game with Lyon, Guardiola said Aouar is a very good player. He is incredible. We've talked a lot about Ndombele, but Aouar is also excellent. He's always very calm with the ball at his feet, with an excellent technical quality. He'd offer something different in Arsenal's midfield, a truly mobile playmaker. And a midfield trio of Aouar, Guendouzi and Torreira could break the rhythm of even the best passing sides. But for Arsenal to sign any of these players, they need to offer Champions League football. A way to guarantee qualification was to go on and win Emery's 4th Europa League. And with Coral, we've got some great offers for you. If you think the Gunners can go all the way and win the tournament, the link will be in the description below. But remember, you've got to be over the age of 18 to gamble. Of course, gamble responsibly, and terms and conditions do apply on the Coral website. A different option for Unai Emery could be to stick with the 3-4-2-1 he favoured early on in the season, but he needs a proper right winger to make this system work. Henrik Mkhitaryan has shown glimpses of his Borussia Dortmund form at Arsenal, take his hat-trick of assists he got against Everton, but his consistency just hasn't quite been there. Step forward, Lille's Nicolas Pepe. The Ivory Coast inside forward has scored 19 goals and registered 11 assists in 33 Ligue 1 games this season, and is only behind Kylian Mbappe in terms of pure goal involvement in Ligue 1. Stylistically, Pepe is very reminiscent of Mohamed Salah, a left-footed attacker who stays high up the pitch looking for opportunities to get in behind the opponent's backline on the counter-attack. Similar to Salah, Pepe will cut in from the right wing before ghosting around players and then applying the finish. For Arsenal, this could be deadly. Lacazette could operate as the link man between the trio, similar to the job that he already does at Arsenal, coming off the line before holding the ball and then shipping it to either one of the forwards or supporting midfielders, whilst Aubameyang and Pepe would score the goals. A potentially deadly trident. Remarkably, Pepe has become the first player in Ligue 1 this season to register both double figures for goals and assists, and would be a superb signing for Arsenal. But let's reel it in back to the Premier League. Wilfried Zaha could be the Premier League ready option, with 9 goals and 3 assists so far this season. He's a skillful attacker who has excellent feet and arguably can beat his man 3 or 4 times in a single carry, but there's question marks on his decision making. Zaha has had the same amount of touches as Raheem Sterling in the Premier League this season, but has a vastly worse goal and assist numbers. In fact, he's had more touches than Bournemouth's top creator Ryan Fraser in the Premier League. But if you compare their expected assists, Fraser blows Zaha absolutely out of the water. Regardless of the fact that Zaha would cost a reportedly £75 million, a move for Ryan Fraser would make a lot more sense. Zaha would restrict Arsenal in playing through forwards, whereas Fraser has the quality and work rate to play in the 3-4-2-1 or as a number 10 in the 3-4-1-2. On top of that, this season Fraser has built one of the best relationships as a creator-striker partnership with Callum Wilson. The combination has directly combined for 11 goals, the most of any pairing in the Premier League this season. Wilson has similar assets to Arsenal's poacher Aubameyang. With Fraser in the side, Arsenal would become even more deadly on the break. But anyway guys, what do you think? Who should Arsenal sign to replace Aaron Ramsey? Someone on the list, or maybe somebody else? Get into the comments below and join the debate. Anyway, goddamn like that video, subscribe if you're new. I've been Statman Dave, see you later. This hasn't gone unnoticed. Unfortunately, this hasn't gone unnoticed around Europe, and Lyon will reportedly only do business if bid. Lyon reportedly will only do business if. That's it. Lyon reportedly will only do business if bids.